All right. So, welcome again to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for joining me. And pretty typically, a dead season, we're going to see how this season portrays to be because this is a difficult one. There's difficulty analyzing the season, and there's also difficulty understanding what the season is about. All right, big up, bro. What's up, bro?
Yeah, sir, yeah, sir.
All right, so what I'm trying to go through is that I run through the season itself. Then now we can run through possibly predict the starting lineup for the game because we know there's always a argument before and after the starting lineup. So there's an argument because we are going to complain who should start and who should not start. Then no, there's going to be an argument when the starting lineup is out, who should have been in the starting lineup rather than who is in there. So, but first, the first question is: do you believe that Arsenal still can make the top six?
No, not at all.
Straightforward.
That's impossible.
Why not?
We not really have nothing to play for right now. You know? To be, may I be honest, we not nothing, and me know the thing is, me know we go all out, and then by some chance we go and make conference league. Me know conference league at all. No
So
one that
season out.
I rather a season out of Europe than go in a conference league. And then again, if you go conference league, you can start the youngsters then for all of them games still. Give the youngsters an opportunity for all of them.
That's a very, very good point.
But
the conference league would be a good step up for the youngsters. I think so. I really do think the conference league could be a good step up for the youngsters. But even in the same
when we say start the youngsters, then me mean like no top play, not even in the finals. Me know none of we senior players them are playing.
Just straight youngsters, right?
Just straight young players go straight through. Me no business if we win or not. Youngsters want to play another competition if we make it. That's how serious we take that competition.
Let us touch on a few issues. So, for example, links. Let's touch on players that we've been linked with. What do you think about the Bertrand link?
Well, we're not gonna really lie, you know. Bertrand is a player I kind of like for a long time still. And seeing that we have Tierney already, it would be a good backup in our side, you know. It better than having Xhaka play left back.
Yeah. Is that the landmark? Is that landmark that we should use Xhaka playing at left back?
No, I don't agree with Xhaka playing left back. I don't agree with that at all.
Okay.
I rather you put Saka there than have Xhaka playing left back. I think it's criminal. I think Arteta should have been arrested for that. That is criminal. That is very criminal.
Yeah, that's a good point. But for me, it's a no-no. It's honestly a no-no for me. The reason why it's a no-no for me is because I am not blaming Arteta, but I'm blaming Arsenal because it's not the first occurrence where it's the first time Arsenal going out getting loan players over the age of 30. It's not the first. We have been doing it for the past 10 years. Now, for me, the reason why it's a no-no, the first aspect of it is that it's a loan and not something that we'll be doing over and over again. No,
that's for Bertrand?
Yeah, Bertrand.
I thought he's out of contract.
Well, yeah, not loan. Sorry, my bad. But he's out of contract. But in the same sense, we have seen other players out of contract coming into Arsenal, not representing Arsenal how we would want it to be. So it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. The
thing with Bertrand really, you know, and
it froze here. Yeah, so I'm looking at it I'm looking at it as a way in which I believe that we should, as fans, we should move away from the old idea of giving giving players just the opportunity to come. We need to move away from the final paycheck of players, giving players the big money to come and sit. When you give these players the money to come final paycheck, they would come in, and it's just that there's no hunger, there's no drive, there's no integrity to get the team better. So that's my problem. That is where I find the issue. Now, for me, it is important that Arsenal Football Club try their best to get a youngster, someone who we know can grow into that position. Not someone over the age of 30 who are going to say back up for so much season now. All we've been doing is putting in stopgaps, getting these backup players, and then now when we see when we can't fulfill our duties or season duties, we still move further trying to get other backup players. So all these backup players are literally stopgaps. The backup players are literally stopgaps for a bad season. So the reason why I'm totally against it, we need to move away from getting the backup players, the stopgaps. We need to move away from the stopgaps, getting players that we know can take the club forward, even if they don't play 100%, 100% this season. They don't play 38 games this season, but at least we know they can provide 10 to 12 games for this season. But moving on to the next season, they will be a better option, or they will be also be contending with the other person who's in that particular position. So, for example, we know we need a backup left back. We need a backup left back. It's a need. If we should go and get a Bertrand, and say, for example, a Bertrand versus a Nico Henry, I think it's at Brentford. Young is 18 years old. He plays every game for Brentford in the championship at 18, every single game. Now, we get a player like that, a young player like that, who's hungry, coming to play for Arsenal, versus a Bertrand who is coming for his final paycheck. He's coming for his final paycheck. And when he comes for a final paycheck, there's no hunger. So even though you might give him the game time, yes, he wants to play because he's on a contract, but he's that hunger there to make himself a better player, or also to prove himself that he should be starting.
I think that, and this is me personally, I think Arsenal at times they try to be a little bit clever and try to do claim that they're doing shrewd business. You know, they want to be the type of club they'll say they take an aging player or whatever it is and still get a good 2 years out of them without spending the maximum for like Nico Henry, as you say.
Yeah.
Because, getting a Bertrand on a free compared to spending maybe 30 or 20 or 30 million on a Nico Henry. Because I guess that's the price tag if you're an English player. That's the price tag you'll command.
I think it's cheaper, man. He's an 18-year-old man playing the championship. I think maybe Nico Henry, it's cheaper. It's definitely cheaper because Premier League players are not going for that high prices at that age bracket. So I think it will be cheaper. So I'm looking for Nico Henry like in the bracket of maybe 18, 19. It won't be that expensive because remember we're the ones saying that Nketiah and Willock valued like 20 million. We're undervaluing our own player versus the championship player. So we look at other players and value them really, really highly and kill the value of our own players.
Well, I must say, Willock value is supposed to be rising right now.
Yeah, it's
at a minute.
Rising. So what I'm looking at it is this. So I think this is the opportunity for us to get rid of some of our old players. Yes, people are going to say that we need the experience. No, we have some of these players have been experienced players in the club for like 4 or 5 seasons now. They are experienced players in the club. And look what that experience has brought us. Should we move some of them out of the club and give the younger players and let them become the experience? Let the younger players become experienced. Let them grow, make their mistakes. Yes, the thing about it as fans, we won't accept the earlier stages of the transition for the young players because we're going to say that we can't afford to be dropping further down the table. But if we're having these experienced players and dropping further down the table, let's just hand it over to the young players. Let's keep them let's let the young players keep us at one level, and then I can guarantee you that they will get better. It's not the older players who are going down. These are the young guys who will go up. It's just natural. No, it's just frustrating for me to see that we're complaining about scoring goals, but yet still Joe Willock, we transferred Joe Willock out of the club, like Joe was at 21, out of the club to another club in the Premier League, scoring goals. But we're the same club complaining about goal in the midfield. So we are consistently contradicting every effort that we're making. And
But
it's not no, it has been something that is going on for the longest time period. That's why I believe that it is important and really, really critical that us as a club, we make moves in regards to how we move forward with youth.
That's simply the example you use with Willock scoring goals outside of the club. That one thing that pops up in my mind with that situation is the coaching or the style of play. I've seen Willock play it, and we've heard rumors or we've heard talk that Arteta is a type of guy who go down to the T with every detail. So wherever you on the field, that is part of his tactics, So it's like the players don't move one step without Arteta saying, yeah, that's the step that he's supposed to make. So to me, it feel like maybe when Willock was playing with us, he didn't have enough freedom to roam and do whatever. And it's telling in our football because we play very slow and rigid. I can count on my finger how much time we played free-flowing football this season. And all the times we played free-flowing football this season, we won. We won all of those games. I think the only game we didn't win was probably Wolves, and we all know how that one went.
Yeah. Wolves,
but
even Aston Villa still, we play free-flowing football, we just couldn't score. The last one, and they scored one goal. But in all the senses, we could point that to coaching as a factor. And we also could point that we as fans as well come really, really argue when we see certain names on the team sheet. Because if the Arsenal fan base right now see Eddie Nketiah on the starting lineup, it is a massive uproar.
I would have read.
That is it. So we really belittle those small minuscule things that I think can make us better. Because giving Eddie Nketiah game time over Lacazette, people are going to say that it is criminal. But at the end of the day, Lacazette is at the end of his career. Eddie Nketiah is beginning his career, so we can get a bigger money for Eddie Nketiah if he should kick on. If it's not a must because not all players. But I believe in the case of a Martinelli, a Kieran Tierney, those are shoot business. You go into the market, you get those young players. You get those players in the right age bracket that you can groom them into the type of player that you want them to become. Rather than going for an old player and trying to be clever that you can squeeze 2-3 seasons out of them. The more you try to squeeze out of those guys, it's like a rubber duck when you're squeezing a rubber duck and you see even the eyes out to pop. That's how you squeeze the life out of these guys. They just don't have it in them.
I hear you say something about giving Nketiah. Maybe you were just saying it for reference, but giving Nketiah more game time.
No, I'm using that as reference. Reference.
Because just to remind you, Lacazette is our leading goal scorer at the moment.
Early in the season, Nketiah was one of the leading goal scorers. But it just to show how poor we are. Because if Lacazette,
leading for 2 games.
Yeah, if Lacazette is our leading goal scorer, we've never been leading goal scorer for like 4 seasons now, right? He's no leading goal scorer. And
he's guaranteed. He's guaranteed to give you at least 12, 13. I think he's on 13, but he's guaranteed to give you at least 10 goals a season.
That's poor.
But that's not enough. But
that's poor.
If you check it out, if his assist stats was up, then it would have been but based on how he plays, he has to assist more. Yeah, he has to give me assist based on how he plays. Based on how he plays.
That people are always telling me that Lacazette falls into play to help build up the play and all this type of thing. No, I want people to look at the fact that when we play with Lacazette and he will come into the midfield here to provide support as the second element. You know what happened when time we have our attackers going inside of the box? There's no central point because Lacazette is playing alongside the midfield. But we found game where he's able to recover, play as the false 9, come and provide link-up play, then reach into the 18-yard box. But it just does not happen that often. So that is also a problem. Let me run through some of my comments. I've been going on for a long while now. Barnett said, big up. Steven said, big up Steven. Bertrand is still a decent player. I don't want Bertrand.
I like Bertrand. I like Bertrand.
Yeah, he's a
like
good player, but we should move away from that.
And he's a backup. He's a backup. So I don't think we could go wrong with Bertrand.
We should not. I want us to move away from the idea of using old players as backup. Look at it. David Luiz came into the team. If David Luiz was not into the team, I guarantee it would be forced to play Saliba. Would have been forced to play Saliba, which would have mean a better for us moving on to the next season, because Saliba was inept and really adapted to the league. So next season he'll be fresh and ready to go. But no, because we have a stock of defenders, we had to be shuffling the younger ones out, because it's harder to get rid of the senior defenders, because no one wants them. No one, and the big wages that these guys are on.
I agree 100%. I agree with you, because if you look even further, the signing of Willian actually hampered the progress of Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson. Look at it. Look at it now. I think that last season, the season before, we had Maitland-Niles breaking through. We used Maitland-Niles a bit in the right back position. But what if we had cemented Maitland-Niles that same season that we bought in Lichtsteiner? These are the business that we...
Don't remind me about Lichtsteiner. Please don't remind me about Lichtsteiner.
So these are the business that we've been doing for such a long while. So these are the type of business, and we want to move away from that. The old defenders, the old players trying to be stopgaps. The stopgap mentality is the reason why we have fallen so far behind, because we consistently trying to fill the gap to say that we want to bridge into the Champions League position. And when we do bridge into the Champions League position, we're going to get an influx of money, and we can spend and purchase the player that we want. But the problem with that is, should we really go into the Champions League with the idea that we will be spending money in Champions League and getting better players, rather than getting better players before we reach into Champions League, so that when we're in Champions League, we can actually compete in Champions League? Because if it's the case in which we want to get better players, when we reach, the players will need time to adapt. That means we will not have a good season in Champions League. But if we have those players before, quality players, before, and we reach into the Champions League, we can now compete, not just participate, but compete. Look at Manchester United right now. Manchester United need a few more additions, but they do have the squad to go and compete. They're not going to participate.
We're a million miles away from even competing for the top 4 Manchester Champions League. Million miles away. But I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something very unpopular right now. I actually like the signing of David Luiz. Well, initially I didn't like it.
No, initially.
How it turned out, and the type of player, the type of figure he is, I actually like his signing. And what we have to take into consideration, those kind of persons, those kind of figures in the club are very important. As you can see with the media and based on players and everything. He's a leader in the team. And we're gonna lose something massive when he's gone.
Yeah, I do agree. So we have to I think we need to temper our expectations for next season. Despite we see a lot of names being thrown around, we need to temper expectations, because I don't believe that we'll necessarily go out and get all those players. Yes, the pressure is on Cronky because of Daniel Ek, but at the same sense, I don't think that we'll definitely go out and spend all that cash. But I do think that since we have moved away from the old proper recruiting aspect of things and just going out for the names that are being called, that is where we're falling short. And I think as a club, I think we can actually shop inside of the championship more often, where we see quality players in the championship ready to make the move to the next level. And that is the part where we're feeling. Joshua said, speaking as a Liverpool fan, Arsenal need to invest in defenders, keep Tierney and Gabriel, then sell the rest.
No. Mari playing good, man.
Mari's a good player. Defensively, we have the third best defense in the league right now. We have the third best defense in the league, according to goals conceded
and about 6 to 7 of those goals are from individual defensive errors.
And how much of them those are penalties? Like 3?
Yeah, about 3.
About 3 penalties.
About 3.
And when last Arsenal conceded 3 penalties in a season? Last season we conceded like about 15. About 15 our goals were penalties. So we defensively we're looking good. I think Arsenal's biggest problem right now is right back, and we need a proper central midfielder, someone who can play alongside Thomas Partey and provide what Thomas Partey does when he's not there as well. So,
and I agree with you.
So I see all the names being mentioned, like the Yves Bissouma. We know that is going to be very, very much expensive.
It's doable though. It's very doable.
It's doable, yeah. But let's move away from that. Now we know of teams in the League One have quality midfielders. We have seen the name mentioned, Samori. Is it Babakari Samori or Babakari Samori?
That's the player Leicester was linked to?
Yes, that's the same player. So Leicester and Arsenal seem to be going for the same player consistently. I don't know why Leicester consistently. I'm not sure if Leicester and Arsenal are using the same recruitment team, but these two clubs are always linked with the same player. So
I think we're using an agency now. We're using an independent agency to recruit players now.
So do you think that getting a Samori and over a Yves Bissouma, because Samori, I think he's younger. Yves is young as well, but I think Samori is younger. They're practically in the same age bracket. One is cheaper. Or you would more like to go for the Premier League proven one?
I have to go for the Premier League proven. I have to go for the Premier League proven. There's so many scouting reports on him, on Bissouma. And he played well in the Premier League for a weaker team, or arguably a weaker team. Right? Against big teams, he has played well. So there's no if, but, or maybe it's about his performances. If you get him, you know you're getting a good player.
Yeah. Understood.
You don't have to wait on him to adapt to anything.
Yeah. He just hit the run right away.
Even Partey, some people claim that he was one of the best defensive midfielders in the world at the time. Even he had to adapt to the Premier League. Still haven't fought midfielders yet. Even him after.
Yeah, he spoke about it. Joshua said, "Big up, MG. Big up, Joshua." Steven said he's Premier League proven and would make a decent backup option. We could probably will do a lot worse. I would take him and use the money to strengthen other position needed.
It's Bertrand. Bertrand is probably referring to.
Yeah, he's referring to Bertrand. But that is what we've been doing. Remember now, we said we're going to go for Willian as a backup option in the number 10 position, and automatically Willian starts to play.
But he never played number 10 either.
And he still didn't play number 10. So can you imagine Bertrand coming and playing at right back? And it's a left back option.
To be honest, right? I expected Willian to play that ball carrier role, but he was just I hope he improves, but he was just a massive flop.
Massive flop. So that's the reason why I just can't listen. When we go for a Willian, right? And he's a flop, there's no resale value, and he sucks up like millions of our budget, and there's no resale value. So we should.
I tell you, that's the shrewd. That's the trick. That's the trick that Arsenal try to do shrewd business, but we're very poor at trying to do shrewd business.
That's what I'm. So if we should get a younger player, said that we should take the risk and said use Reece Nelson that position and Smith Rowe, and not go for a Willian. Reece Nelson would have risen his stock right now, even if he was a flop. Even if Reece Nelson would have flopped, the mere fact
and I don't think he is
more game time, he would have risen his stock.
I don't think he is. I think he's not given the chance.
Yeah.
He's not being given a chance.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So even the mere fact that he would have gotten the game time this season would have massively should the stock way above, and his price would rise. And who to tell that he could have kicked on into a player that we didn't expect to have. Just we anticipate the Smith Rowe, but it's just what I'm saying, that we when we give the younger guys a chance, there's a bit of excitement, there's a bit of hunger, so there's something potentially can come out of it.
Have you seen Arteta's latest interview?
No, the press conference yesterday.
I believe so.
No, I didn't.
Or was it today?
I was home yesterday.
I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. but he was they asked him the question about David Luiz and him leaving and everything. And just by the way, how Arteta spoke, I could have, I could tell that David Luiz had a massive influence on Arteta getting Willian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Arteta initially wanted Willian. I think David Luiz convinced Arteta to sign Willian.
Well,
That is what I believe.
Both of them potential leaving.
Yeah, because based on how he spoke about David Luiz, it seemed like they work together.
Yeah.
There's this mutual respect between them that they listen to each other and feed off each other.
Okay. Remember David Luiz was linked to another contract and also a coaching role. So maybe that's it. So Steven said Ronaldo Cardinal spot on. Arsenal do try to be too clever at times. Yeah, they do. Ashan said Arsenal trying to be Juventus free transfer business. Look at where Juventus is at right now. But Juventus signed player that they can sell on. But look at where they are right now. That is yes, we can say the manager is also a factor.
Yeah.
We can say the manager is also a factor because you can use that caveat and say Inter Milan has a lot of free transfers and senior players and working on the content, they're doing bits, but it doesn't work all the time. It didn't work for Juventus, but it worked for Inter. But a club like Arsenal, we can't have too many senior players who are literally spoiled eggs, spoiling the young talent that we have there. And I think a player like Willian, as good as he did at Chelsea, his presence in the dressing room really infuriates the younger guys who could have been playing, getting those game time.
Right. But what do you think? If you have a squad of let's say 25 players, how many senior players would you want in that team?
How many senior players? 25. For continuity?
I guess senior being would have been what? Age 25 and up, I guess.
No, 25 is not senior. I would say senior would be like 29.
29. Okay.
Yeah, that for a 25-month squad, maximum 10. Maybe that's 10. A lot. Yeah, maybe that's a lot. And that would inclusive of the captain, your senior midfielder, maybe a senior striker. It could be anyone. So you need that level of backbone. But at the end of the day, it makes no sense you have so much more senior players in your team than young players. There's no longevity. There's no sense of continuity in that. There's none. Because if they fail this time around, there's no resale value for most of them.
Right.
You can't you can't teach old dogs new tricks. as the saying would say.
I heard the rumor saying that Willian is likely to leave. I don't see that happening because I don't see anybody paying for Willian right now.
MLS,
especially MLS, they would not pay the price for Willian right now unless we cancel the contract.
I think we better cancel the contract because we still have to pay him.
But one of the things that we have to realize, canceling the contract, we still have to pay out the player, and that's a lot of money we pay.
We did it with quite a few players in last summer. It's a price we have to pay because of bad management, and hopefully these guys, because that is the reason why I would be so upset if I see Bertrand come in the club. It means that we're not learning. So look at it. We brought in Cedric Suarez. He should be a backup right back and a backup left back. And right now he's not even first choice backup any one of them. He's not first choice for anyone. So if he's first choice backup left back, he would have played behind Kieran Tierney. But guess what? Xhaka is backup left back. Which means that he's not competent enough. So I do think that based on Mikel Arteta's action throughout the last few months, we be looking to move on. I'm not saying all will go, but we now know some of the players that he will be looking to move on. Ashton said Arteta doesn't want to play too many young players, but Saka and Ainsley Maitland play with maturity. All right. I think that Arteta, because of his he wants senior experienced players to guide him. So he's relying on experience to bring him. But since recently, I'm sure that you guys realize that he has to omit that and really bring in the youngsters, because the senior guys are just totally not good enough, and they have been just like reluctant to take it to the next level. Big up IMAX football. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you, bro. Delano said, give Eddie which game time.
100%, Delano. 100%.
Ashan said Mbappe, Monaco, Renier,
You know what?
Leicester. The young Ajax, young cheap teams that were champions.
Yeah.
Shout.
You know what? You know what needs to happen? You need, for you to give Eddie and Ketty a game time, you have to tell him it's an under 21 game.
Yeah, just mentally trick him, right?
Yeah, trick him and tell him it's an under 21 game. That's the only way.
Lacazette at the end of his career. Why you say that? He's 30.
That's prime. That's prime for a striker.
That's prime for a striker?
Yeah, so, that's prime for a striker.
So
30, 29, 30, 29, that's prime for a striker.
But he is not giving the prime figures. He's not giving the prime figures. And we can say, yes, he's in a bad team, but look at other players in worse teams. Like
I said, he's the leading goal scorer, so I can't fault him too much.
That's how bad we are. All right, look at it. Would you take a Bramford over Lacazette?
Oh, hell no.
Why not?
Bramford? Bambi?
Yeah.
No. No.
Laka will shine at any other club. Arsenal holding him back. Really?
You'll go through the same amount of frustration, only with a younger player, I guess.
So, question: Isn't this Laka's literally best season goal scoring wise under at Arsenal?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes, and Lacazette was playing under Arsene Wenger, which played way more attacking football. So I don't see how we are holding him back.
Well, didn't he get more? Is the assist totals I'm more worried about, because I know what I'm getting from him goal wise per season, but his assist tally has to be more.
Yeah,
that is what I'm saying. Based on how he plays, his assist tally has to be more. That is how we know we're getting the most out of him.
Yeah, Barney says he's a false nine. Yeah, well, he's not playing the false nine role as though he should. Whoa, I'm so way back in the comment.
Yeah.
I'm like about 3,000 miles back. If Laka is used as a backup for Abba, you can give 10 to 15 goals. Then that's good. Laka would not be, I don't think Laka would stay as a backup for Abba. I doubt that. Big up fam, hit the like button. Big up Andy. I defer. Look at Suarez. He's looking to win Spanish league with Barcelona. Yeah, look at quality. You can't compare Lacazette to Suarez. Suarez is world class.
But what I'm saying is that those players are in their prime. I don't know why all of a sudden a striker at age 31 is considered too old. It's not old. That's prime.
That's prime. Yeah. Van
Persie at that age was tearing up the league.
Yeah, I think when the strikers reach that age, like, they become a bit more clinical, because they start doing less running and more positional play. So they literally become more clinical because they're more inside of the 18-yard box to create more, be more problematic. But I think we should have been given a lot more goal return from Lacazette. That Laka should be sold. Simmons, Lacazette hits form when then Arteta drops him. It does make sense Arteta keep dropping inform players. He was praising Pepe, saying he's doing everything he wants him to do in training. Well, then now he drops Pepe. That's true.
Lacazette is a very I don't know if you notice, but Lacazette is a very emotional player. He plays with a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And those kind of players, once their confidence get hit, you won't get much from them.
Yeah, I agree. Karen is 23, getting to very good. I do agree with that. That's the age bracket I would consider a backup. With Bertrand, I don't expect him to play much, and if we get a young player, we stunt his growth by not giving him enough game time. So it's a tough decision. All right, so let me show you how it is. If we get Bertrand, right? These are the pros and cons, right? All right, so we get Bertrand over the age of 30, looking for his final paycheck. There's no drive, there's no hunger. So if Kieran Tierney should be out for 2 months, Bertrand giving us what Kieran Tierney give us for 2 months, I doubt it. I doubt it. Yes, we might get it 1 and 2 games because he might wake up in the morning and feel quite good. But how would that benefit us when we give Bertrand those games who can benefit from those game times, learn his trade from those game times, and become maybe possible a first choice over Kieran Tierney, and we can sell Kieran Tierney at age 26 for a good figure.
Well, you know how it would work if let's say you give him a 1 year or 2 year contract then.
Bertrand,
at least you'd buy your time to identify a good player within that time.
Still can't work for me. Get a young player. There's no you cannot lose when you get a young player. It's impossible.
I like Bertrand. I wouldn't. Huh? I like Bertrand. I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah, but it's not that's you see, as fans, we tend to move more likely off our emotions. So we like that player. He looks good, but we're not looking at the things that he can affect us in the long run.
Aggressive. Huh? He's an aggressive player. You know exactly the fight and drive you get from him.
Yeah. But when his 2 year contract is over, what do we get from that?
Hopefully, we have a good young player within that time.
What that is? Remember, no. At that point, we'll still have Kieran Tierney, and we'll still have Bertrand.
Right.
So
Kieran Tierney would be about 26, 27 that time.
Okay, but that would be the time for us to look into sell Kieran Tierney.
Sell?
Yes.
No, man, that's a club legend. He's gonna retire at Arsenal. Man. He's gonna retire at Arsenal.
We get too emotionally attached to our players, as good as they are, for the club to have continuity and longevity in regards to balancing the books and also becoming a quality club. Let's look at Manchester United when they're in their prime. All their star players are moving on at age 26, 25, 27. Because at age 19, 20, 21, 22, they got maximum out of a lot of those players. Yet they do have club legends that stayed on and retire at the club. But they do with some of the quality players that they do a rotational system to ensure that there's money coming in and they are selling quality players. And look at what Leicester is doing right now.
When you say quality, because they are quality players, but they generally don't work out at United.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't see United. I wouldn't see United selling a player that's a mainstay in the team.
Mm-hmm.
Because United don't have to sell to make money. They're the biggest club in England.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Leicester City. Leicester City is doing a great program in regards to player sales, recruitment, and they're selling their players at the right age.
I'm envious of Leicester City, very envious of them.
But look at it now. Do you see Leicester City going out and purchasing a player at age 31?
No.
You're not seeing it. You will not see Leicester City doing that. That is the reason why Leicester City is gradually rising on above in the Premier League table. Just gradually. What's going to happen when? Look at it. Leicester City sell. I think they sold Conte at age like what? 24, 25.
Who?
Conte. N'Golo Conte.
Was it?
I think Conte is 30 now. Conte has been at.
Was it 25? It's 24, about 24, 25. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
But they won the league with Conte.
They signed him for I think $8 million.
Exactly. Harry Maguire. And I can tell you right now, Seyuncu is like 27, right? Seyuncu will be sold. Next year, Fofana will be like 23, will be sold. And then Pereira, their right back, Ricardo.
Jeez, that's a good player.
Madison will be going soon. So the only set of players we will look at it now. Jamie Vardy literally is going to finish as a club legend. But they do have Eden Nacho filling in the gap.
I guess they have Telemans as well still.
Exactly. And Telemans will be moving on probably the next 2 years. So Leicester City, the age bracket for the group is like 19 to 25. And once you reach 25, you're going to be sold.
They have a very young team. But I wouldn't want to speak up the formula of selling our players at age 25 or so.
Why not? You can't have a champion team.
There has to be condition to it. You mean the player hasn't worked out at the team?
No,
because
no, look at Leicester. The players worked out, but they need continuity. And they need player sales is a must, and they need to refresh the team. Every season they refresh the team with a few young players in every particular position.
Leicester City is on the rise. The rise. They're not a big team, you know.
But they're on the
rise.
Is very, very good.
They're on the rise. They have to work. They have to carry out their football club a certain way for them to reach on top. But I wouldn't believe a top team with good performing players would want to sell the players like that. Because if you look at Man City or those teams, if you don't work out, if you don't perform at the level you're supposed to perform, they'll sell you. But if you are performing, they will keep you until you reach maybe your 30s or so, and then they sell you.
All right, look at it now. Evans, I think Johnny Evans from Leicester. I think he's like what, 29?
No man, here maybe a little bit older than that, no?
A little bit older. No, Evans can now move on, right? Because Fofana officially replaced Evans. So they have Evans, they have Fofana and Seyunchu. So the moment Evans would leave, I can guarantee you'll be seeing another 19-year-old defender coming in at Leicester City. To learn under Fofana and Seyunchu.
Everton, I think Everton in a similar role too, because they have Mason Holgate, and I believe they're going to sell Mason Holgate soon. I believe he would be sold soon. With the emergence of Keane and all those players. I believe he would be sold soon.
Let me read this comment. Randy Viper, right? So you want me to say Arteta OUT. So you've been pressuring me for a few months now. So he said just the 2 words. Randy, I will not say it. Until Mikel Arteta gets a full rebuild. We need to rebuild.
He needs a pre-season as well.
We can beat Mikel Arteta all we want. For me, this is my perspective. Arsenal has been the downflow forever since. We are going to say that Unai Emery finished 5th. But statistically, we were 1 point away. But statistically, we should have finished 7th based on how poor we were playing. Right now in the league, we are 4 points away from top. 4 points away from top 4. 4 points. Is it 4? Let me check it.
Are we?
4
points away from. No man, we're 4 points away from 6, I believe.
Oh, we're 4 points away from 6, which is Europa League position. 4 points from a European position. 4 points. And remember, this is the worst season in our history, and we are 4 points away from European competition. But guess what? That 4 points bring us 9th in the table. We're looking at the table position, and we're not looking at the points. Last season we finished 8th, and we were like 3 points away from a European position, just the same. So it is similar context. It is similar context. But
yes,
that is the reason why I believe that we have in football, let's call it old guard, right? Old guard would be Lacazette, Aubameyang, Xhaka, and Nene. Let me see who else. Bellerin. Those guys, I would consider them as the old guard. They are the leaders in the team. They are the leaders in the dressing room. If a simple person like me should say, let's get rid of all of them, people are going to say, we can't get rid of all of those players because we need leaders on the pitch. But guess what? They have been leading us for the past 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. And we have been in a decline. Well, it doesn't matter which manager is on the job.
To be honest, if you have a player like Bellerin as your leader in your dressing room, you're not gonna go far.
You can't.
You're not gonna go far.
There's nowhere you aren't going anywhere. And Xhaka, yes, he's a leader, but being a leader does not mean only can talk and off the pitch. You have to lead on the pitch as well. You have Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho. Look at all Manchester United leaders. We beat Harry Maguire that he's a fridge, but he's a leader. The guy can defend. Yeah. He can defend without a doubt. He can defend without a doubt.
Sometimes
he might be slow and can be exposed, but with the right system, he looks really, really good. Chelsea, Thiago Silva, first day in the dressing room. Yes, he's an old player. Captain Armsman, first day.
Are you surprised about the decline of Arsenal in the past decade, I guess?
10 years.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the decline because all of this started from Wenger days. And I think people forget that.
Yeah.
We were on the decline from when Wenger was in charge.
According to Arsenal fans, is Arteta caused the decline?
We are still getting the tail end of the mess that Wenger made.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't recovered from Wenger yet. A lot of people haven't realized that.
Yeah.
We still haven't recovered from the mentality that Wenger created of being a gentleman club.
Yeah. Soft. All right. So
and soft being not only on the pitch. We soft with negotiations. We soft with going out and buying. We soft with everything.
Yeah.
The only piece of shrewd business that I've ever seen us done was selling Iwobi for 30-something million.
No, I've seen us done shrewd business, man. Last transfer window, January, that was the most ruthless I've ever seen Arsenal.
Well, apart from we canceling contracts like it's nothing.
Yeah, I've never seen that. But that is the direction that we should go.
We like. And if you speak to 50 fans right now, probably 49 of them will tell you, yes, that's exactly what we want to see.
Exactly. But why is it that we cancel those contracts? The Kolasinac, the Socrates, the Ozil. Then no, we want to sign another 31-year-old player. That doesn't make any sense to me. And we have fans who say we want him because he's a good player. No, come on. We want to be honest, away from that.
The undertone for that contract cancelling, it seemed like we just got rid of a click. That's all. Because all the players that canceled was a click.
No, but we also to get game time. Yeah, so the Willock, the Maitland, these guys went out to get game time. All right, so let's move into the predicted starting lineup. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. If we should win this game, it will take us above Everton into 8th position, where we belong. Where we belong. How the mighty are falling. Where we belong.
Who's Everton playing?
Let me check. But I think they're playing someone worthy. I think they're playing someone really, really worthy. Let me check it. But I do know that Tottenham, West Ham, and Everton have way rougher, tougher fixtures. They're playing Wolverhampton. They're playing Wolverhampton tomorrow.
Wolves were very disappointing against
this
Tottenham.
Season. Yeah.
The last game I watched them versus Spurs, I wanted them to win so bad, but they were very disappointing. And they have injuries in the worst areas. Almost all the attacking players that produces for them have injuries. Prudence, Jimenez, and the sold Jota.
Yeah.
Doherty was one of their most best attacking defenders. They're really suffering right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Navas can't even find his footing because Navas is a really good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that we stand as strong. That is the reason why I titled this as top 6 possible. I think it's possible. I do think it's possible because after they played Everton, they would be facing Manchester City for the last game.
Who's that? Tough. Everton playing Man City the last game?
Yes. And we will be playing Brighton, which is a tough game as well because Brighton playing very, very good football.
But the thing is, Man City would be looking to rest players that game, and we see Man City rest players the other game, and it went to a no man, they played some team, and it finished. What was it? 4-3. Was it Newcastle?
Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle.
And we saw them rest players, and what happened? So I think
they still won. Hopefully,
I think it's more of the same.
Is sufficient enough. It's good enough.
Well, we'll see.
I think they are good enough. So
You could argue that Everton is better than Newcastle. So
yeah. So West Ham will be playing West Brom and also Southampton. So West Ham, I think West Ham have really good fixtures.
That's an easy run for them.
Yeah. Tyson, what's your sons and or know after his price tag been halved? Ooh, or price tag been halved?
Leon didn't make Champions League?
No, or.
No, I know. He played for Leon, right?
Champions League, I guess that's the situation. I guess they didn't make it. Yeah. So let me run through the starting lineup. So who would you start in goal? Would you start Matt Ryan or are you going with Bernd Leno?
Leno. We're not playing for anything, but I still want our team, our strongest team out there.
Mm-hmm.
I still want our strongest team. I want to see good football. I want to see a fight going into preseason and for the next season. Something to get the fans, hopeful for next season.
So I have a good friend in the chat saying we should move on from Arsenal. Big up, bro. Tactical manager. Pulisic causes them too much trouble. Hey, tactically, last time we played against Pulisic, he was wiping tears. He's a Chelsea supporter because of Pulisic. So
yeah, Pulisic cried too much, man.
Run through your starting lineup and then I'll give you mine.
I know people so obviously Leno in goal.
Mm-hmm.
I know people I know if some people had a problem with what's his name? With Mari and Gabriel starting together.
Not comfortable about that.
But I feel very comfortable putting them together. The only issue is that
defenders we have.
Yes, the only issue is that Gabriel is very sloppy when it comes to short passes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a lack of concentration or something, which we know all about lack of concentration with Mustafi, but he needs to get that out of his game quickly. Very quick.
Yeah.
Very, very quick. But yeah, I would put Mari and if Mari is healthy, because I think he has an injury or something.
Mm-hmm.
If Mari is healthy, I'm sorry, Holden, but I'll start Mari and Gabriel in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Tierney at left back. I don't know why we throw away Cedric, but I would really like Cedric in that team.
As the right back.
As the right back. I would really like Cedric in that team. As for the center mid, it basically pick itself. I think Xhaka's still injured, right?
Yeah. No news coming out about Xhaka yet.
Okay, so it's standard El Neni and Partey. Smith Rowe in front.
I like the El Neni and Partey.
Yeah.
When I run through my starting lineup, I'll give you why I like them.
Smith Rowe in front. I'm sorry, but Odegaard just not doing it for me right now. I gotta start the hot man right now. He's on form right now and playing some good football. I want Smith Rowe right there in the mix. Saka on the right. And I find we get a lot of productivity from Pepe when he's on the left,
Yeah. One time on his foot, so he's on his preferred foot.
And his crosses are very underrated. He put some good crosses in. His crosses are very underrated. So yeah, Pepe on the left. And I'm sorry, but we have to go with the striker that's gonna be with us for next season, and that's Oba.
That's a good starting lineup. That's a solid starting lineup. So let me run through mine, because this is literally the last thing we're going to do. Then I'll run through a few of the comments. So in goal, I'm starting Leno. I think I would definitely use Cedric Soares, the more attacking, potent right back. At right back, yeah. So at left back, it's Kieran Tierney. I think the partnership of the Gabriel and Mari, I think it's something that we can work until we see how we get a better, because I'm not confident in Olin. I am not confident in Olin. So Gabriel and Mari.
Ryan Sterling winning headers over Holding. So
yes, that don't send a good that haven't sent a good message across the Arsenal fan base. No, the double pivot I would go with definitely Thomas Partey and El Nini because Crystal Palace have a lot of runners. We need to maneuver against those runners. So I am thinking of El Nini, very, very good front in the running aspect of things, not like a Granit Xhaka who can't move like from here to there on the pitch. And then Thomas Partey, someone who can provide balance attacking wise and also help out defensively as well. Then now in front of them, the attacking three over onto the right hand side. I'm going with Nicolas Pepe, and in the attacking midfield position. Oh my bad, I shouldn't start off like that. I will start with Saka on the right. I wanted to put in Martinelli in the team. Saka on the right, Pepe on the left, Emil Smith-Rowe in the attacking midfield position, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up front. So I think that would be potent enough to get the job done.
Yeah,
I do think so.
Well, generally, I think we started the same team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think we started the same team.
Yeah, I think so. So Barnett said my lineup is 4-2-3-1. Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, Olin, Chambers, Partey, El Nini, Martinelli, Emil, Pepe, Abba.
So Saka miss out. Saka miss out. Well, to be fair enough, for the last couple of games, Saka has been, apart from what game that he played, left back, I believe. He has been kind of down in form. Yeah. Apart from that game that he played left back. I can't remember which game that was. I think it was it West Brom?
Yeah.
I think it was West Brom. But yeah, he has been kind of down in form.
Run a prediction.
I think I want Leno to keep a clean sheet. Mm-hmm. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but if that defense line goes out there that we called, I think we can get a 2-0.
2-0? Who are the scores?
And it's away from home as well, so we have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We have a good chance. Oh well, wow! I just remembered Crystal Palace would have fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
Only Crystal Palace fans would be in the stadium.
And Arsenal players are very much mentally fragile.
Right. I hope they turn up. Here, okay. Well, 2-1 then. 2-1.
They will get back something.
I predict Saka to get a goal, and I want Emil to continue his goal scoring form, but I think Oba is gonna get one as well. So Saka and Oba with goals.
All right. So for me, I'm saying 3-1. I'm looking at Kieran Tierney's goal, maybe that one to bring us into the game. Pablo Mari header and a Pepe goal.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, I thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Big up Rolando for coming on, bro. A lot of respect. Everyone who tuned in, thank you very much for coming in. Steven, I know I didn't run through a lot of the comments, but I can't go over all for this one. Karoom, thank you guys. Everyone who tuned in. Barnett, a lot of respect to everyone. Big up everybody. Thank you. Military Guna TV.
Signing out. Yeah, man.